Okay. Okay. We're just going to go with it. Okay, you ready? Hello and welcome to the wash. Was that cringy? Hello and welcome to the wash. Oh my God, we are live from the laundromat. I'm your newest laundromat technician here at the wash. This is my blood, sweat, and tears. These 5 washing machines behind me. Oh my God, you guys, I cannot believe like we are finally here. This has been like a brainchild of mine for 2 years now. I cannot believe I'm filming the pilot episode with y'all. This is crazy. So, okay. Before we get started, like I have to tell you about the wash because this is not just some overnight story that happened. This has obviously been something that I've been thinking about for a really long time. And I've always had so much anxiety about it. And like, honestly, didn't think I was ever going to pull this off. And we're here. So, honestly, it's only up from here. Hopefully. I needed a reason to talk because I got in trouble a lot at school for talking all the time. And look at me now. I am clocked in for work. I am hired. I got this position. I worked hard for it. And week after week, we are going to be bringing a new load of laundry to you. We don't have episodes here. We have loads of laundry. And each week's going to be so different. Like some weeks it's going to be clean laundry. Some weeks it's going to be dirty. Some weeks it's going to be mildewy because I accidentally leave my clothes in the washing machine all the time. So sometimes you got to run the cycle again. But the vision behind the wash was like a place for all laundry to get aired out. Like it doesn't matter how clean or dirty, it always comes out in the wash. Ding. So we have a load of laundry each week. We have different, but they're not segments. They're called cycles. So we have a pre-treat cycle. Got to soak those stains, get them nice and soaked up so that way they come out in the wash. Maybe a little peroxide, a little Dawn dish soap. I'm not a stranger to that. I personally am like an oil stain kind of person. That's normally what's in my laundry. I just think like shirts could come pre-oil dipped. I would buy a shirt like that because honestly, it's a shock I don't have an oil stain on this, but okay, hold the show. Sorry. Clearly I got a little distracted there. And I was just in the middle of editing this and I realized I didn't even tell him what the pre-treat cycle is. So the pre-treat cycle is just a place for us to gossip, just you and I, before all my coworkers show up. Anyways, sorry for interrupting. Let's get back to the show. So then after that, we have the wash cycle. The wash cycle is like the nitty gritty. That's the straight to the point. You know what I mean? That's whenever I'm going to have like guests come join me. Sometimes I'm going to summon members of my family. Your family can't say no to you. Like there's a lot of like people that are my friends online that can say no. My mom, my sister can't say no. Sorry. And I can monetize off of them. So thank you for that. Okay. Oh my God, I'm getting so ADD here. So we have the pre-treat cycle, the wash cycle, the drying cycle. That's where we're going to be trying like fun trends, like TikToks, random foods. I'm going to be just trying everything. And honestly, if you want to submit some, let me know. Shoot me a DM. I'm available. I'm here for you. And I want to be doing like fun, stupid things. And just wait till you see what I have lined up today. It's really funny. And then after the drying cycle, we're going to have freshly pressed because one thing about me, I'm always pissed off about something. It does not matter. I always have a hot take. Even if it's not hot, even if it's lukewarm, I'm going to be annoyed about something. And I think this is just the perfect spot for me to just complain about things. So that way I don't carry them into my everyday life. So essentially what this is not just a laundromat. It's a therapy session for me. I'm so excited for this. This has honestly been a dream come true for me. And I've been working so hard behind the scenes. I hung this backdrop and everything all by myself. And I'm so excited to get started. So let's go straight into the wash cycle. So whenever I was thinking about like how to start this like podcast for the very first time, I just felt like there's a lot of things that I probably like don't talk about me. And one thing about me, I love talking about myself. So I think that like I should tell you my backstory. Number one, I'm a Louisiana Southern boy through and through. If you can't hear it, my little twang, it comes out occasionally. It always comes out whenever I've had a few Pinot Grigios, a few Negronis, lemon drop martinis, my personal favorite. Oh my God, an Aperol Spritz. Are you kidding me? I think sometimes I was like meant to be in Italy, like a limoncello. Anyways, so that's when the accent comes out. But Louisiana is my home. It's where I was like born and raised, and like from one LA to the other LA. Now I'm in Los Angeles. Honestly, every day, I don't know how I made it here, but I'm here now and I love it. Honest to God, I'll never go back. I'm sorry. This is probably really hard for my family to hear, but I love California. Like the weather alone is enough to keep me here for the rest of my life. I don't think you understand. Like for the longest time, I actually was not a very big sports person, but I don't even think that I didn't like sports, even though I wasn't good at sports. But more so, I just don't think I liked the weather that I had to play. Like, why are we playing sports outside in 90-degree weather? I'm sweating my ass off. I'm dripping in sweat. It's 90% humidity in Louisiana. Mosquitoes, the size of birds, are swooping in on you, and they love me. I've got sweet, sweet blood. I didn't want to go through that every day. I just didn't understand. And one thing about my parents, they like made us try everything. I don't understand why they did that. And actually, like now that they're not here to defend themselves, I can actually talk about it. But like they had me trying baseball. They had me trying basketball. That's not even an outdoor sport, but that was in the air conditioning and I still hated that. They had me trying football. They had me trying soccer. And guess what? I was bad at all of them. And I don't know how many times I had to be picked last for them to say, you know what? Maybe sports isn't your thing. Like, I'm not a prodigy. I'm not going to the Olympics. It's not going to happen for me. So just let me do theater, which is what I wanted to do. I was like, give me some ballet slippers. I would have loved to dance around on my toes like that. Like, it just sounded like fun to me. I think I actually would have enjoyed the sports more if I lived somewhere like California where it was 70 degrees all the time. Like California weather is so perfect. You can like wear a little like sweater in the morning and the evening. Like you always need a little layer. And you know what? It's so hard to dress in the summer because it's so hot. Like it's like what am I supposed to do with the t-shirt and shorts? I can't get fashionable with that. Now that I live in California, I could put on a little overshirt, a little pant, a little sneaker. You know what I mean? You can't do that in the South in the summer. I lived in New Orleans for 2 years. It was hot. It was terrible. I honestly would never go back in the summer. I don't recommend it. You're just like sweating to death. Like, because now that I live in California, I love the weather. I'm not afraid to be outside. I love a hike. I would camp. I don't camp, but I would camp. If I had to camp, I'd rather camp here because the weather's great. You know what I mean? Who wants to camp with the mosquitoes in the middle of the swamp? And I know that's some people's thing. If that's your thing, I love that for you. It's not for me. It's too hot. Anyways, my dad did make me camp one time. I'll have to ask him about that. And I think somebody came to our campsite in the middle of the night and almost robbed us. I thought it was Sasquatch. After that, I said, do not bring me back here ever again. It was a terrible experience. It was fun, but like I want a campfire with a little s'more, maybe a hot dog. And then I want to go back in my RV with my air conditioning, my cable television, my internet. And I want to decompress in peace. Do you know what I mean? Why are we acting like pilgrims laying on the ground? Who thought that was an idea of fun? It's not fun. Nobody's enjoying that. You cannot tell me people are willingly enjoying sleeping in a tent. No. Except I could sleep in a tent. I just would want like a 3-bedroom tent. Like, you know, the ones that have like the tunnels in the hallways. They do make those, by the way. I have looked them up, but I'm not paying for that. My idea of camping is a 5-star hotel with a little room service. That's camping out. Sounds like a great time to me. Anyways, I digress. I think that the one thing that I miss most about like the South and Louisiana specifically is the suburbs. Being in the suburbs, it's just like in my blood, you know? Like sometimes I wish I could go roll around in a Bath and Body Works. You know, there's an itch that scratches that I just can't describe. Do you remember when Bath and Body Works started selling candles? Do you remember that? So Bath and Body Works used to only sell the soap and the lotion. And then one day they started selling candles and everybody in the South lost their mind. There was lines around the buildings for that Japanese cherry blossom candle. And I ate it up. I loved it. I miss Bath and Body Works. The Bath and Body Works here, I don't even think they have them. But if they do have them, they're not the same. I just know it. Like the suburbs, the strip malls in the South are just like a rite of passage. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. Like the suburban malls, the suburban chain stores, phenomenal place to be. Sometimes I just want to roll around in a Bath and Body Works. I want to fight a little white woman in a bob. I want to fight her for a Japanese cherry blossom candle. And like, that's okay. In the candle days, like the Bath and Body Works candle days, those were so good. Why are they selling the candles for $75 retail and then 50 cents on candle day? Something's not adding up on that. But I don't ask questions. That's not my business. That's not my business. And I don't know how they make a profit on that. But guess what? I'm going to be first in line. I'm going to stock up. And I hope you don't need to return anything either, because that's not happening. They don't let you return. I don't know why they're so passionate about that. Like, why you got to know your candle scents. And it's just like a grab, a stash and grab. You're waiting in line. People are fighting. I miss the South. People throw down in the South. They're not afraid to throw hands in the South for something that they're passionate about. That's where I got my grit from. I don't think people understand how pivotal it was to go to the mall, to go to the Bath and Body Works. I was begging my mother, please take me to the Annie Ann's pretzel. I need a cinnamon and sugar nugget with a side of icing. God, I miss it. You know, it was so good. Oh my God. Or the Great American Cookie Company. They don't even have those here. I don't know what they have outlawed Great American Cookie. It must be illegal to be obese in California because they don't even have those here. I wanted a cookie cake for my birthday so bad, and they didn't have them anywhere. I was looking on DoorDash. Do you know how much stuff you can buy on DoorDash? You can buy just about anything. You could buy a gun on DoorDash. I'm sure. I haven't tried, but I would imagine. You can't even buy a cookie cake on DoorDash. It's an item not found. I've never seen that in my life. They don't even have cookie cakes here. It's ridiculous. I went back to my hometown mall not that long ago. Everything in that place was closed, but there were 5 cookie cake places open. Because I don't know, but they're paying rent. People are buying them. I don't know if it's money laundering or what, but they make a good cookie cake. And then you would spend all your time at the suburban mall. You would be shopping till you dropped. Everything. You could get like 7 toys for under $20. It was amazing. Toys R Us. You remember KB Toys, Toys R Us? You remember that? They were proud though. We never went to the Toys R Us. The toys were too expensive at Toys R Us. My mom was like, no, we're not going there. We had to go somewhere else. Like, you remember you'd get to the end of the day and you'd be like, please take me to Chili's. Take me to Chili's right now. Like, I need to go to Chili's so bad because the chain restaurants in the South, in the prime, in the housing crisis of 2008. Oh my God. You don't know an Olive Garden, a Chili's, a Saltgrass Steakhouse, and On the Border. You haven't experienced one like you experienced them in 2008. I'll say it. I was begging my mom after a long day, a long, hard day at the mall. I was like, please take me to Chili's. Please. And I love Chili's. Fortunately, I still love Chili's. Going to a chain restaurant as a kid was like the creme de la creme. It was incredible. Remember when we used to go to our birthdays there? The kids now, they're going to the steakhouses for their birthdays, getting surf and turf. The closest thing I had to a surf and turf was fried calamari, and I didn't even like that. I liked a bloomin' onion. Oh my God, Outback Steakhouse. My mouth is watering. But I do still love Chili's though. And one thing I love about Chili's is they have kept it consistent. The Triple Dipper. Do I need to say anything else? No, I don't. That's all I need to say. Triple Dipper. Triple Dipper is the matriarch, the head honcho. It's the Holy Spirit, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. You get 3, triple. Chili's is nothing without the Triple Dipper. I don't know why y'all are going to Chili's and ordering anything else. I mean, like, I'm sure it's good. Don't get me wrong. Bless you. I'm sure it's good. Don't get me wrong. But it is the Chili's Triple Dipper is the perfect balance. And you can't just be getting anything at the Triple Dipper. Let me tell you what you need to get. You need to get the Big Mouth Bites, number 1. That's your beef. Okay, you need a little beef. Now, for those of you that don't speak the language of Chili's, let me tell you what a Big Mouth Bite is. It's a slider, a cheeseburger slider. You get 2. Okay, so you get a Big Mouth Bite. You get a beautiful bun. Actually, I will say the bun is phenomenal. Like almost like a Hawaiian bread. Phenomenal. My mouth is watering. You get a beef patty, an all beef patty, I'm sure, hopefully. A little spread of ranch, a little caramelized onion, chopped caramelized onion. Oh my God. And then a slice of American cheese with some bacon bits. First thing you get on the Triple Dipper, the Big Mouth Bites. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2, you got to get your vegetables in. That's where I recommend the Southwestern egg rolls. Southwestern egg rolls, for those of you that don't know, it is vegetables in a tortilla, deep fried with the dipping sauce. Phenomenal. Now you got your vegetables. You got your beef. You got your vegetables. How are we going to round out the circle? The crispy chicken crispers. And I don't understand why they have to put crispy in there twice. Crispy chicken crispers. It is crisp. Extra crisp. Oh, you know why it was? Because they used to have the original chicken crispers. Terrible thing. This is actually a very controversial topic in the chili community. People were really upset when the head chili got rid of the original chicken crispers. And I would just like to say I've never agreed with the decision more. One time I made the mistake of ordering an original chicken crisper. It came out. I was appalled. I want you to think like a beer battered fish and chip. That's what it was giving, okay? It's the only time I've ever left a chicken strip on my plate. I called that waitress over and I said, I need you to tell me what that is because I'm never ordering it again. You ever like go to a restaurant and you just have the vision of something coming and you're just like, oh my God, this is going to be so good. Like you're craving something and then it comes out and you're just disgusted. That was me. It was a terrible experience. And then they got rid of the original chicken crispers and I was like, that's as you should. It needed to go. It was absolutely disturbing. Do not ever serve me that ever again. The triple dipper is the perfect sampler at an affordable price. And if you have an allergy, you should probably sit this one out. I'm pretty positive that the triple dipper has every allergy under the sun. I don't know that for sure. Let me just say that. But lots of allergies. Dairy, soy, wheat, probably. And I don't like when people order those little mozzarella logs. That is so much dairy. How is y'all's stomachs surviving that? I would be having World War III in my lower intestine. I don't know how y'all are doing that. That is too much dairy. And I love that y'all can have that lactose. Not for me. Got to go. So I pass on the mozzarella logs. It's just not my thing. And I trust the head chili. Like when the head chili says something's got to go, it's got to go. Except the skillet queso. I don't know who made that decision, but somebody needs to be fired for that. Because they brought it back though. They right their wrongs. You know what they haven't brought back? That original chicken crisper because it doesn't need to come back. But I love the South. I miss the South. I love going back to the South. And the South actually is where I met my boyfriend of 5 years. That's a long time. The story of our first date is actually one of the craziest stories I have. So I should tell you. Let me set the scene for you. I was a junior in college. We had matched on Tinder. Do you agree with that? Anyways, I think it was Tinder. He thinks it was Bumble. We're not going to fight about that today. But so it's good. It's great. He's such a gentleman. He's like, let me take you to dinner. I'm like, oh my God, of course. Like, stop. Okay. So I agree to go to dinner. I didn't really date in my hometown at all. You were actually the only person I went on a date with in my hometown. But so he'd picked out this fabulous date. We're going to go to this cute restaurant. It's this brand new restaurant, okay? They've got like 20 tables, very small, very boutique, incredible chef, incredible drinks, incredible food, little French patisserie. And I was so excited for this. But I had one problem. I lived with my mother. And y'all know my mother. She's a great, we love Amy. She's an incredible person. Love you, Mom. I know you're going to listen to this. But she can be a little nosy. And she doesn't mean it in a bad way. She's not like a bad nosy. My sister's like super nosy. She's more like she likes to be in the know. Like she wants to know what's going on. What are you doing tonight? Where you going? Who are you hanging out with? Do I know these people? Not like in an invasive way. She just likes to be informed. I respect it, but I don't want to tell you about my first date. I don't, because then she was going to be asking me questions. Then she's going to get all excited. She's going to squeal. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I'm already nervous. I'm already I have severe anxiety. I don't want to talk about it. So I was like, I need to find a way to get out of this house without my mother knowing that I'm going on a date because I don't want to play 20 questions with her. I'll tell her when I get home that, oh, by the way, I went on a date tonight. Okay, great. So I'm trying to strategize, how am I going to sneak out of the house clothed, dressed, looking cute without her asking questions, without lying to her, because I don't like to lie. On my way home, I track my mother because we all share our locations. Sorry, that's controversial, but we do. And I track her and I realize she is like leaving my house. Her and my stepdad are dipping out. Like they are going out. And I was like, oh, thank God. How perfect could this be? You know what I mean? They're going to a movie or to dinner or something. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm dodging a bullet. I don't have to worry about this. And then as I'm on my way home, I pass my sister. She's leaving to go somewhere else. And she would have definitely asked me where I'm going because she's nosy too. So I was like, okay, great. I can avoid both of them. I can get dressed, I can shower, and I can run out of here before anybody knows. So I get home, I'm in the shower, and I'm like, this day is going so smooth. And then a voice in the back of my head just said, you should check her location. And I was like, no, there's no way that she's at this restaurant. There's like 100, 300, 500 restaurants in this city. And this is like a brand new restaurant. She hasn't even probably even heard of it. You know what I mean? So I get out of the shower and I open my phone and I track my mom. She's at the restaurant. She's at the 20 table restaurant that I'm going to dinner. Also, it takes 3 hours or something to eat at this restaurant. So not only that, she's going to be there when I get there, when we get there. She doesn't even know I'm going on a date. She doesn't even know I'm dating. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh God. And so then I was like, she's going to scream when she sees me. So I was like, okay. So I call my now boyfriend and I was like, what should we do? I mean, mind you, I barely know this man. I haven't even met him in real life. And he was like really great about it. And he was like, well, I mean, I think it's fine. If you think it's fine, I was like, well, if you're okay with meeting my mother on our first date. And he was like, yeah, I think that's a great plan. If you're comfortable with it. I was like, yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. So then I'm like, well, now I have to call my mom, obviously, because I need to bring her up to speed. So I call her and she's like, hey, I'm eating dinner. And I'm like, I know. You're ruining my night and my dinner. So I called her and I was like, I need to tell you something. I'm coming to dinner at this restaurant too. And she was like, oh. And I was like, on a first date. And she was like, oh. She was like, well, I cannot wait to meet him. And I was like, oh God. So anyways, fast forward, we get to the date. My mom, of course, makes a pit stop at the table. She didn't even send us a drink or a shot or a dessert or an appetizer. Amy. It was rude. But it was fine. She liked him, even though he said he didn't like me for the first half of the date.
That is not what I said.
That is what you said.
No.
You did say that. But then he made up for it because he said the second half was great. And then he changed his mind because that's what I have the power to do. Living in my hometown of Shreveport, home of Addison Rae, home of Dak Prescott. We actually went to the same high school. Home of Jared Leto, randomly. Home of the place where Elvis left the building. Elvis has left the building. I don't know if you remember that. And home of me. I'm really thankful for the upbringing I had there. Chaos and very boring, but a lot of great people there. So anyways, after that, I lived in New Orleans, and I lived in New Orleans for like 2 years. And this is where like really my like social media personality, I guess, kind of took off because I was doing it in Shreveport a little bit, and then I like made it down to New Orleans, and I just like kept on trying to create content because I was like, I've got to get a job. Like I can't work a 9 to 5. It just doesn't work for me. So I just started like trying to embarrass myself on the internet until somebody took me seriously, which it worked, I guess. So we lived in New Orleans, and my boyfriend and I actually lived 1 block apart, which was the craziest thing ever. It was like so romantic and so fun because we would just walk to each other's houses. But anyway, so then we lived in this house together. That house, wow, it was the bane of my existence. It had rats, mice. It had, the saint ran through the window there. It was like, had terrible insulation. It was 90 degrees in the summer and 40 degrees in the winter. My electric bill was $500 a month. I absolutely hated it there. But it was 2 houses down from a bar, and I would go get a drink at the bar and then walk the dogs around the neighborhood because open container. New Orleans, miss that so much. But I had this crazy story when we lived at this house. So we had just been living at this house. It was like Labor Day weekend. So we had lived at this house like 4 or 5 months, okay? And what you should know is like we lived in a shotgun house. So we had all these houses next to each other. Well, the house directly next to us was an Airbnb. And I am nosy. Clearly, it runs in the family. I had cameras 360 degrees around this house, like I do at every house. I wake up one morning and I have a notification that says somebody was at your front door at 1 and 5 a.m. And I was like, And I open my little app and I scroll back at my camera and I see that the neighbor, like the Airbnb house, that somebody who's staying at that house was like walking in between our houses at 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., which is like concerning, but also it's fine. I mean, like they're staying at that house, you know? But I just took a little mental note because one thing about me, I'm going to make sure I have my facts straight, you know? So around like 9 a.m. that morning, I get out and I go to the grocery store. And as I'm going to the grocery store, these 3 children, because they were like 18 years old, are leaving the Airbnb. And as they leave the Airbnb, they're like looking over their shoulder, looking left and right, ducking. And I'm like, something's off. Like, something's off. I could, like, my sniffer, I just knew something was off with these boys. Not only that, but they had parked across the street and like a block over, which there were no houses over there. And it was not hard to park on our street. It was really bizarre. They leave the house. I go to the grocery store, and when I come back, and like 20 minutes later, they pull up and they park right in front of my house. Okay. Which, here's another thing that we need to make sure we clear the air about. When you have street parking, the assigned parking space in front of my house is mine. If it's in front of my house, it's mine. I know it's not technically me. If I don't have a driveway, the parking space in front of my house is my parking space. So I was a little annoyed because I see they're parked in front of my house. Later on, I obviously was glad this happened because I had a front row seat for what's coming next. So I'm in the kitchen. My boyfriend's in the front yard mowing the grass. And I'm in the kitchen. I'm like putting groceries up. And we have these beautiful floor to ceiling windows because it's New Orleans. So I can see everything. And I noticed the boys are coming out of the house and they're like loading up the car, like clearly to leave and check out of the Airbnb. And at the same time, I see this Tahoe, like this blacked out Tahoe coming from across the street, like from this parking lot. And I see them and they're coming, but they're not like turning onto the street. They're like driving towards like straight into my house, like looking like they're about to like hit the car and then drive into my house. And I didn't realize these two were related at the time. So I'm like, what is this car doing? And then all of a sudden, I see this other man in this ugly Hawaiian shirt, gun drawn, pointed at the boys. Okay. Then the Tahoe throws it in park. The man hops out of the car, other gun drawn. The guys are hands up. I'm in the kitchen looking through the window. My boyfriend's 2 feet away from him in the front yard. And I'm screaming, get out of the front yard. Get out of the front. Get out of there. Don't get shot. Meanwhile, I feel like invincible because I'm behind this one panel of glass. But of course, I wasn't going to miss it. I had to see what was going on. I had a front row seat. I felt like I was on Cops. You know what I mean? It was incredible. I watched every second of it. I was recording from the front. I was like, should I be hiding? Probably. I was recording it on my Ring camera. I was recording it on my phone. I was getting a front row shot. I was watching. I was listening. I sat there. I had free entertainment all day. Then one of them tries to run. They tackle him to the ground. It was crazy. Anyways, long story short is the DEA showed up. I don't even know what that stands for, but DEA showed up. They had 12 cop cars. It was this whole thing. It ended up just being a big bag of weed. They were disappointed about that. I could tell. They thought it was going to be something like hard drugs or something. And then I was upset because I was like, oh, now y'all got arrested and now this car is parked in front of my house in my official parking spot. And I was like, before y'all go, can y'all hand me the keys so I can move it forward at least? But anyways, one of them bailed out of jail in like 48 hours. They came and got the car. Thank God. I was really going to be annoyed about that. I did look in the car. Nothing was in there. Just through the windows. Just peek through the windows. It's public. It's public. Okay. They put them in cuffs and arrested them. Sat them down on my front lawn. Like back up to my fence. So now everybody's driving by thinking I'm the one getting arrested or my friends. I should have told the police, y'all need to move. Y'all need to get them off the yard. But anyways, I didn't. And New Orleans has trained me for so much in my life. Now nothing surprises me. Los Angeles is nothing compared to New Orleans. Moving into our next segment, the drying cycle. The drying cycle is where we're doing some pranks. So today I'm doing the premium air prank. I don't know if you've heard about this, but for those of you that don't know, it's where you like call somebody and prank them and tell them that you bought premium air to put in your tires. Obviously, air is free or like 99 cents. Okay, now we're going to call my sister.
Hello.
Hello, what are you doing?
I'm sitting on my couch. What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. Just about to go to dinner. No, I was going to call you about like next week whenever you come in. We can't do too much because I like had to spend a lot of money today because my tires, like one of my tires got a hole in it.
Okay.
And I had to get new tires because all of them were bald.
Probably because you never gotten tires on that car ever before.
Yes, I have. And then, okay, oh my God. And they have this thing here. They have this like this, so it's this thing that's like at the tire shop. It's like this nitrous oxide air. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's like a run flat. Yeah. So it's like basically I was supposed to replace all 4 tires, but the guy told me like because I got this like nitrous oxide air, I only had to replace one of them.
Why do I feel like you're pranking me right now?
No. It's like it's a run flat. It makes your tires lighter because it's like nitrous oxide mixed with helium, and then it makes your like I don't know, it's something about tread, like makes the car lighter.
Okay.
But anyways, so at least I saved some money doing that. It was only like $50 a tire versus like, $300.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
What is happening?
I'm just kidding.
I was like, well, what is happening?
I was calling you to tell you that. I was pranking you. I can't believe you fell for it.
I didn't really. Do you not hear the shock in my voice? I'm like, I literally just Googled it.
What came up?
It's a thing.
It's a thing?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Nitrous oxide for tires. Filling tires with nitrogen, often called nitrous, in this context, uses pure dry nitrogen instead of compressed air to improve tire pressure, stability, and reduce leakage.
Wow. Well, that worked perfectly. And I'm going to try to call Mom and do the same to her.
Hello.
I haven't been able to get much work done today because I got a flat. Like one of my tires went flat and I had to replace the whole tire.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah. And then I was supposed to have to replace, the guy at the tire place told me that I needed to really replace all 4 tires because they were starting to bald. But evidently they have this new thing in California that it's like this like special air, like it's like nitrous oxide and helium that they inject into your tires and it makes your tires lighter. Have you heard of this?
I have, yes, actually.
Yeah, they like inject it into your tires and then it makes it lighter. So it's like a run flat. Like your tires, like you get to save money. So basically it was like I was either going to have to pay $400 a tire for a new tire, but the nitrous oxide was only $200 a tire.
Wow. Okay. So you did that instead?
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, I have heard of that because even I remember whenever I had the Mercedes, they would offer that type of tire and or that type of service with my tire. So yeah, no.
Oh, they have the special air there too?
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. That's crazy.
Well, dang, where were you in the tire wheel flat?
I'm just kidding. I was pranking you. I'm filming. I'm filming the podcast. It's a segment in the podcast.
Oh my God. You are so wrong for that. And I'm falling for it. I've heard some nitrous tire thing like that. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I've heard of that. Is that not even true?
No, Kaylee said it is a thing, but no, I can't believe that you were like okay with me spending $200 on air.
Mercedes. Well, and I was about to say when you said $400, I didn't want to like be discouraging, but I was thinking, I just bought a tire for $250.
That's funny.
That's freaking hilarious because I was just like I was like, wow. I mean, I swear though, there is like something nitrous that you do with the air. Like there's some kind of tire like that, and it makes them run more efficiently. And I was thinking, when you were saying that, I was like, God, because like how does it mess with your tread? But
Today I'm going to call my dad. And the reason why this is funny is because my dad has taught me how to change a tire, how to change my brakes, how to change my oil, how to mow my grass, how to really do all kinds of stuff around the house. So the moral of the story is I know better than this. I used to fight my dad whenever he was teaching me how to do these things. And he was like, well, one day you're going to need to know how to do this as an adult. And then I would respond respectfully, I hope I'm making enough money that I can pay someone to mow my grass. Because, like I said, I just don't really do well in the elements. We're going to give him a ring, see if he answers the phone. Are we ready?
Hey, kid, what's going on?
Oh, nothing. What are you doing?
I'm just a little bit of work, at work.
Oh, nice. Me too. I'm just hanging out at the office today. But anyways, I ended up having to go to this 24-hour tire place. And because I guess fortunately we have those here,
I didn't know they had 24-hour tire places.
In California, they do, I guess. But
Interesting.
But yeah, and then I just got how long are tires supposed to last for? Because I've only had these for 20 or 30,000 miles, but the guy told me I needed a whole new set.
There's a lot that go into that. It depends on what type of tire it is, you know.
Well, he basically told me the tread was going, so I had to replace one of them, and he told me I really needed to replace all four. Instead of paying $400 a tire, they have this new thing that they just approved in California, and it's this nitrous oxide helium air that they put in your tire that makes the car lighter, so you don't the tread doesn't wear down your tire. So it ended up working out fine because instead of $400 a tire, I only had to pay $150 a tire. It worked out great.
Interesting.
It's like a fancy air or something.
Yeah, that's a scam.
No, it's not.
There's no fancy air.
No, it's not. No, he showed it to me.
No, I'm pretty sure there's no fancy air. Yeah. Air is air. You can fill it with nitrogen, then it doesn't leak out as fast or something like that. Nitrogen said it doesn't come out, but you still put if it runs low, you just put more air in it.
I don't know. He sounded like he knew what he was talking about. It was only $100 a tire or something.
$100 extra a tire?
Yeah, I didn't have to get the new tires. It was going to be, if I had to replace the tires, it was going to be $400 a tire. But if I put this air in the tire, it was only $100 a tire.
Tell me you're making all this stuff up.
No, it was he fixed it. It's my car's fine now.
Yeah, I think it's possible your car was never bad.
But now I'm wondering if if maybe the nitrous oxide air was a scam. He seemed a little sketchy, but it was a 24-hour tire place.
Yeah, I think he did the classic of basically I'm going to give you a really high number, and then when I show you this lower number, you'll buy it. You'll be so happy.
I was thrilled, so it worked. Well, hopefully.
Air is air.
Should I call them? Do you think I got scammed, or should I file a chargeback on my card? What do you think?
I'm not. I don't even know where to begin with that. But I'm yeah, no, that's not legit.
I'm just kidding. I'm pranking you right now.
Okay. I'm son, you are way brighter than this.
Well, I will. So
I feel really bad. I'm gonna have to tell him. I don't want to tell him. But I'm gonna have to be honest with him. I can't tell him he did a good thing.
The way I set this up was I was my dad taught me everything about cars, everything about I know he's gonna be you idiot, you know better than this.
I was not gonna call you an idiot.
But
But I was not gonna do that.
I just knew that you would like. Mom was like, "Yeah, that's a real thing. That was a great move." It was funny.
That's why I was like, "You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me, right?" And you're like, "No." So I'm like, "All right, well, I mean,
wow." I cannot believe they fell for that. Okay. Our last cycle of the evening. Now it's time to get freshly pressed. Now, one thing about me, I'm always annoyed about something. Something's always on my nerves. So I felt like this was the most natural thing to go off my hot takes, my lukewarm takes, because I always have something that's pissing me off. Hear me clear. Sound like a politician. Hear me clear. It should be mandatory for all restaurant menus to have pictures. Can I read? Yes. Do I want to read? No. I need a picture book. I want to flip through. Like, I went to this restaurant one time. They had 14 pages. I kid you not. But you know what? There was a photo for every single entree. And that's how it should be. Because I don't want to visualize something and then you bring it out and it looks like dog food. That's just going to put me in a bad mood. I'm not coming back ever again. Like, sometimes I may not want to get the mac and cheese if it looks like it came out of the box. I can make that at my house. And some of these restaurants are serving mac and cheese straight out of the box. I do stand by that. I just think that it should be legally required for you to have photos. I need to see the presentation. That's going to sway my entire vote. Why? I'm scouring the internet. I'm looking for photos. I'm Googling the restaurant's name with mac and cheese behind it, or burger, or pasta, because I'm trying to get some Yelp review with a terrible camera quality just to see what y'all are serving people with. You know who does have photos in their menu? Chili's. That's all I'm saying. If you can't produce the same quality dish every time, you shouldn't be serving it. I need photos, or else we're going to have problems with that. I hate whenever I have to visualize it with myself. Like, you know what I mean? That's the one thing I hate about Europe. That's what they do in Europe. They always have you, like, the different ingredients in, like, what kind of pasta is it? What kind of tomato is it? Is it a cherry tomato? Is it a sliced tomato? Is it a penne pasta or a fettuccine? Those are valid questions, but they're not giving me that information, and that's a problem. That should be illegal. Or at least put it on your website. That's where you can put the QR code on the table. I hate when they do that, but I would be okay with it if there's a photo book, a photo gallery, or something. No, I'm in a mood. I'm going to have to go to dinner somewhere where there's photos, because if there's not photos, I'm just not having it. Well, everyone, that wraps up our first shift at the Wash. Thank you so much for listening. I have so much in store for you. Join us here next week on Tuesday to see what's cooking up on the Wash next week. And you never know who's going to be clocking in for their shift, because I can't work alone. Because remember, no matter how clean or dirty, it always comes out in the wash. Thank you, guys. I love you so much. Bye. See you next week. Eat. Done.